Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see from the title, the VelociPastor 2 is coming, and it has all the ingredients of a Best Picture winner. Being that it's an indie movie set in Italy, with a deep look of religion, grief, sex maniacs, and Jurassic horror, let's think of all these things and recollect the past. There Will Be Blood was about religion.
Do you accept Jesus Christ as your savior?
It won Best Picture. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Dysentery was in and didn't even have to be good to get a Best Score nomination, which goes to show the Oscars' love of indies. When we think of Jurassic horror, we think of Spielberg's 1994 masterpiece, Jurassic Park. And what year did Spielberg win Best Picture? That's right, it was 1994. Also, you gotta factor in the Mario plus Chris Pratt plus Jurassic horror variable. Jurassic Park, starring Chris Pratt, came out the same year as a Mario movie, which boosted its shot at Best Picture. VelociPastor 2 comes out the same year as a Mario movie, starring Chris Pratt. But Burger, sequels never do well with awards. Let me tell you one sequel that did well. Godfather 2. Why? Because it was in Italy, like the VelociPastor 2 will be. We can lock VelociPastor 2 in for production design for building such a large country. Well, it's been a while since the Oscars were into sex maniacs. They've really been into sex lately. Therefore, we can assume that, like Anora, it's winning Best Actress.
You just killed the last ninja ever.
VelociPastor 2 is shot in Velocivision, which has become a trend lately, with one battle after another, Begonia, and The Brutalist all using it and all being nominated. So don't worry about competition. VelociPastor 2 is safe for cinematography. Makeup and hairstyling are the coolest branch of the Oscars. They will get this. Just look at the past. The Fly won. That's Jeff Goldblum, by the way. And The Substance won. This branch clearly likes it when there's a complete transformation of the actor. And for this pastor to turn into a velociraptor, it will take some makeup. Being a devastating war movie, the VelociPastor 2's prospects only go up. Schindler's List, Oppenheimer. Both did well because the Oscars love war. Every ingredient is here for the indie that is the VelociPastor 2, a devastating war epic, Jurassic horror sequel to one of the greatest films of all time that expands upon its themes of sex, sex work, sex maniacs, and religion. It's literally made to win Best Picture. And like most really great new movies, it won't play in many theaters. Now, I know that sounds bad, but sadly, many of the best new movies don't play in the many big theaters across the United States. Yeah, this might be a distribution problem. Notice how A24 is on screen. But even the ones that do get nominated for awards oftentimes still don't get any screenings at these big theaters. Except for the ones in New York or LA. If you live in New York, I envy you. Y'all get literally everything and I hate you for it. This leaves the job of playing these oftentimes fantastic films to your local independent and art house cinemas. And I highly recommend everyone to check if they have one, because if you do, they're awesome. Oftentimes, indie theaters don't make enough money to use online ticketing providers like Fandango, who take huge cuts of money earned. So to find these, check the maps, because places like these are run by the nicest people, just doing it out of their love of cinema. So when the VelociPastor 2 is only playing at your local indie cinema, that's not a red flag, that's an advantage. So if I say the Best Picture race is over before it even began, you will agree. And if you don't, you're just one of those haters, lunatics, and punk trash, and we'll see who's laughing when the VelociPastor 3 also wins. To those of you on awards expert, this is an ultimatum. There's still time to be cool for putting this in.
VelociPastor killed Frankie Mermaid, cause Frankie Mermaid killed his parents. Hangs out with a prostitute who's also in both medical and law school. Cool. His friend was in Vietnam, and so was his wife. What? It was really upsetting whenever